My boyfriend slept with my best friend in my bed, lied about it, then proposed to me the next day in that same bed. I still have trouble explaining this story without feeling like I'm describing a bad TV plot, but unfortunately, this was my real life. My ex-boyfriend and I were very close with another couple, Trevor and Joanne. They were married, and over time, the four of us became a tight-knit group, hanging out constantly, gaming together, sharing personal stuff. Eventually, after a lot of conversations and mutual consent, we all agreed to explore partner swapping. At the start, everything was open and discussed. Flirting, spicy pictures, kissing, cuddling. No one had crossed into actual sex. Before anything escalated, my ex and I had a private conversation and agreed on one clear rule: no sex. In my mind, that meant light fooling around at most. Nothing serious, nothing that would fundamentally change things. One night, we decided to push things slightly further. Afterwards, Joanne sat me down and, completely unprompted, gave me graphic details about how she had gone down on my boyfriend and how he had done the same to her. Meanwhile, Trevor and I had only kissed. I immediately felt awful. Even if we hadn't explicitly said no oral, it still felt like a major boundary had been crossed. On top of that, I felt weirdly left out, like everyone else had gotten more out of the situation than I had. Things only got worse from there. In the days that followed, my ex-boyfriend became extremely controlling. He hovered over me, monitored my phone, and got upset over completely normal interactions I had with Trevor. At one point, I casually suggested that we switch partners into different cars on the way to dinner, and my ex absolutely lost it, screaming at me, furious. His reaction felt wildly disproportionate, so I asked him repeatedly if anything else had happened that night. Every single time, he said no. That same night, while we were lying in bed, he apologized and then asked me to marry him. It didn't feel romantic. It didn't feel planned. There was no ring, no discussion, no follow-up. It felt sudden and off, but I didn't fully understand why yet. Shortly after, he decided he was no longer comfortable continuing anything with Trevor and Joanne and wanted to step back. I'll admit, I didn't step back as far as he wanted. We were still all spending time together constantly, and I continued messaging Trevor daily, but not sexually. I also messaged Joanne just as much. At that point, we were all deeply entangled socially. About 2 weeks later, the truth finally came out. My ex admitted that he and Joanne had actually had sex that night, and that they had intentionally hidden it from me and from Trevor. The proposal suddenly made sense. He hadn't proposed out of love, he proposed out of guilt and fear of losing me. He even told me not to tell anyone and never made any plans afterward. After everything was exposed, Trevor and I leaned on each other emotionally. We were both betrayed by our partners and didn't really have anyone else who understood what we were going through. For about 2 or 3 weeks, that emotional support turned into flirting, deep conversations, and eventually exchanging nudes. I fully acknowledge that this was a mistake, but it happened after the truth came out and in the context of mutual betrayal and emotional fallout. 8 months later, my ex and I finally broke up. The real shock came after the breakup. Joanne messaged me saying she had some of my belongings and would drop them off while she and Trevor helped my ex move out. I told her I was sorry for any problems I'd caused, and I genuinely wished her and her husband happiness, especially since I had just learned she was pregnant. That's when she unloaded on me. She told me that I ruined her family, that I couldn't be happy in her marriage anymore because she can't be happy with someone who cheats on her, that I wasn't actually mad at her, just my ex, and therefore I ruined everything by trying to sleep with her husband, that she never wanted me to contact her again, that I didn't have room in her life for someone like me. Which felt absolutely surreal. She had full-on sex with my boyfriend, hid it, lied about it, and even terrified everyone by implying she might be pregnant with my ex's baby, claiming she took Plan B from a clinic that, as I later found out, doesn't even provide it. Meanwhile, my crime was sending nudes to her husband after everything had already blown up. What really messed with my head was that my ex stayed friends with them afterward. It's been about a year now, and honestly, I mostly just laugh at how wildly hypocritical the entire situation was. Somehow, I was painted as the villain, but at this point, I've accepted that some people will rewrite reality to protect their own choices. It is what it is.